Hi, Cal here, and today I want to talk about some meta strategies. So, meta in the video game sense is like, you know, the strategies you want to adopt based upon the trend and based upon the information that you will receive. So, the meta that I'm talking about is that in this current world that we are all doing self improvement, there will be those that still gonna like be left behind by society. Of course, there will be those, and let me change hand. Yeah, there'll be those that will be eliminated by society, but there will also be those that are still gonna be doing what society kind of keeps them. Like for instance, okay, I didn't phrase that properly, but when I say they will still be okay, doing okay, is that we see the trend that self improvement has become more open. People care about it more, and people that don't care about it, they're avoiding it at all cost. So in the next probably 10, 20 years, people will be enrolling themselves in more and more holistic self-improvement so that not only they feel good, they feel fulfilled, but they also can fulfill the human desire to propel our genetics to the next generation. And that's, I think it's pretty important. And because the meta is that moving forward, this will be a non-negotiable. So you start early, and you make it like a lifestyle whereby it becomes easier and easier to just do the good habits without going into what monk mode, without turning like a season of your life into like autistically just doing the good habits and not incorporate it into your actual life, the actual life that you want. And this brings me into like the first point, which is knowing yourself. You have to know what you want, knowing your desires, what are your core desires, and you achieve this by having no filter, talk to yourself, journal it, and keep asking why. And don't be afraid of saying the why that is true, the truth. Because sometimes when I ask myself why do I want this? Why do I want a relationship? Why do I want a career that is successful? And a lot of times I tell myself, it's like I tell myself all the nice to hear answers. But when I really reflect and be truthful, have like when I answer these whys with integrity, I realize that a lot of them stems from me wanting to be seen by people as someone that is cool, that is successful, that has great work ethic. Sometimes when I think I want someone super hot, super attractive as my girlfriend, that is by I want that because it will be cool for people to see me with her, like a trophy wife, for instance. A successful career, money, materialistic things is to show people that I worked hard, which honestly, these ones, I do not want to invalidate them. There's some utility for that, being higher status. But I need to know them. I need to accept them. I need to find out what are the other whys. Of course, this is not the like these more like darker, more shadowy kind of desires, like core desires. They are not the only thing that is motivating me. And for you, either humans, we all have our dark side. You have to accept both the good things and the darker things in life of your personality, which is not really like innate. We are born into this. We have like some of us we are lucky, some of us we are a bit less fortunate. We have a lot more trauma. We have a lot less guidance. We have a lot less people that show us what is the proper path to maximize our life, to not waste time. But once you want to change, once you accept who you are, you keep asking your whys. And after you ask your why, like, why do I want a lot of money? Why do I want a good body, a V taper? Why do I want all these things? The next step is to ask why again. Why of the why? Then keep asking yourself. Knowing thyself, basically. You want to know who you are at the core and know that this identity is not permanent. It changes, but there are some core ones that take so long to change, but you have to accept them first so that you can strategize moving forward. Knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, knowing that, like for me, I care about my outlook, my image, my optics, how I view in front of this camera, my background. Even though like I do not put a lot of work into building a studio for myself, but it shows that my environment reflects that I care about what other people think of me and how I want people to view me. So knowing that I can, it's neither a strength or weakness, but I can frame it that if it's affecting my well-being, I need to find a way to control that. And that is, it could be a weakness basically, and it could be a strength. I could use it to do sales to attract the people that I like, to attract the people that are on the same wavelength, to signal to people my intention, who I am, what I want to do. So after you know your strength and weakness, you will slowly figure out what is the right strategy. And when I talk about strategy, the next point I want to talk about is to project yourself into the future. The power of visualization, I've spoken on some of my videos before, some of the podcasts even. But being able to visualize the future and projecting yourself, your consciousness into the future will be a very important skill. And I'm not saying that you should do it every day, but it is a very good thing to do from time to time because it teaches you to hold a frame of causality, to practice that, to practice the skill of being able to see what are the consequences, whether positive or negative consequences of your action today. So in the moment, you can trust yourself to make a more informed decision because you have lived through some visualization of what cause will impact what effect. Like buying a bag of chips versus deciding that you have to take a deep breath, sprint towards, like go for like do a 15-second sprint and then have a huge smile on your face when you have the desire to buy a bag of chips or something. In that moment, you visualize yourself doing the whatever that you wanted to do, whatever you choose to do, and what will be the impact. What are the first order, second order, third order consequences? What does clicking add to cart, buying something from some online e-commerce platform, what will that impact you? How does it impact your identity, your image to yourself? So by doing that, you'll be able to strategize. You'll be able to strategize what the 80-year-old you, the version of you that you're at your finale, or you're at the finale, you are at the end of your life, whereby you are sick, you have people around you maybe, but you can't really live. Basically, your body might be fading by then, your mind might be going away, but you want to know what that version of you would actually want. Take a guess based on causality, based on the people you surround yourself with, based on the direction you might be going, the people you might be meeting, because you are impacted by your environment and you'll be shaped by the desires of the people you surround yourself with. So based on that, you kind of can take a guess into what the future you might want. To me, I want a thriving bloodline, a thriving next generation that has a very promising next generation, like with the right environment, with the right knowledge, right work ethic, learning knowledge, learning skills that can be of use of the world to the world. And if you're unsure what that version of you want, and you still want to do this exercise of trying to strategize, think what might the people you respect, what might the people you care for actually want in the future when they're a bit older. Right now, if you don't view in a longer time frame, we might think that, oh, just pleasure, or experiences. But in the future, you might want a mix of everything. You might want career, but career is not the only thing. You might want relationships, but you can't have a healthy relationship if you're struggling financially. So you want everything that you really care about, that you would, if you were to construct a fulfilling life, what would that look like? The day in a life, you working towards something exciting, something you want to wake up and just do and contribute and get paid for it. Like, what is that cool thing that if you see, you put a smile on your face just thinking about it? And people you respect might already have that life, or they might want that life and they tell you that. And if you think that is a good vision to work toward, then just adopt that, strategize around it. When I say strategize, it means that think, do you want to go through this university, or do you want to take that course? Do you want to take this job? How do you want to use your time? How do you want to use your mental bandwidth? Like today, do I want to be watching Netflix shows, or do I want to unsubscribe to Netflix because I know that towards that version of me, whatever I'm doing now might be just taking away from that vision. I might still be able to reach there, but it's getting harder if I don't work toward it. So that is what I think strategizing means. And the last point that I want to talk about is develop the work ethic. When I talked about develop character last time, develop virtuous character, one of the virtues that I wanted to talk about was industry. And industry, I had to Google this, is basically being very hardworking. And once you have all these strategizing part, once you work smart, you want to work hard. Because once you learn how to work smart, like you know what to work toward, and you are hardworking, you'll achieve the lifestyle that you actually want. And the lifestyle is like a vessel that brings you towards the direction that you want to go toward. Having wonderful kids, having a wonderful spouse that you can go on trips with, having a fulfilling work whereby you are helping people and you're getting paid substantially for it. And you have a sense of progress. Every day you wake up, you're working towards something, something is improving. You're seeing your employees, the people that work under you that you lead, just getting better, getting more fulfilled, solving problems for themselves and for others. Having a business whereby you're serving so many consumers that respect you. And the bonus point is document this entire process. I've made a lot of like unscripted videos whereby I'm not even well spoken in it. It's very long winded, but it's there. It's out on the internet. I've journaled so many, so you can actually document through text, so that one day you might want to read back, or someone might want to read it. I don't know. For me, I kind of sometimes think, what would other people think when they read my journal and what I want to write about? So I combine both the optics part, which is kind of stupid because journaling is supposed to be for yourself to like reflect your internal thoughts and organize your inner mind. But I sometimes I do it in a way whereby I think one day someone will watch because I'm this main character, which is good and bad, I guess. It can be a good source of motivation to think about the things that could really be more important, to be more valuable to society, because I have people in mind when I'm even thinking about my internal self. but it also must be something that you must be comfortable saying out all the shadowy stuff, all the dark stuff, because that is still you. You can't change that. It's not your fault that you are there now, but only if you surrender to it, then you can slowly influence it. If you just want to avoid it, it will still be there. It's just that your conscious mind is not acknowledging it, so you can't do anything about it. And you always feel this innate shame or whatever. Like one day you're waking up, you just don't feel right. That that feeling is a sign that you have stuff that you're avoiding that is important to face. We don't just feel these emotions, these like shadow emotions that we feel a little bit of it eating at us. We don't feel this naturally. There must be something eating at your consciousness. So face it. Do the shadow work. And or you can do something like mine, document through audio, through video. Video, you get to see my facial expression, but it could be performative. Audio is to present the text that I've written or I have formulated in my brain and say it out into speech. But sometimes raw emotions can be conveyed through my voice. That next time someone or myself, my future self, can listen to the captured moment. And sometimes video can show my body language, how relaxed I am, how confident I am in what I'm talking about, how I present my information, my thoughts, how comfortable I am in this moment, how relaxed I am. And yeah, documenting doesn't need to be performative sometimes. It could just be you want to capture this moment somewhere, somehow. And next time, it might or might not be of use, but why not just do it? And sometimes I do go into this mode whereby I try to teach people. In this video, the one that you're watching right now, it's a little bit more on the format that I'm telling you what are the steps that you can do to play the game of life in a more play the meta, I guess, to strategize life. So through teaching you, I am reinforcing what I've learned, and I try to teach the right thing. So that will force me to think about what I've learned and whether it's right or not, and how I can better implement these strategies that I have formulated through learning from other people, tons of other people, combining like I took from like let's say like Andrew Huberman, Hamza, Chris Williamson, the guest that he invites into his podcast, Diary of a CEO, like all these like thinkers out there, all these doers, what Jordan B. Peterson, all the authors that I've read from, I've taken a piece of their mind and make it into my own. I want to see what this thing that I formulated is right or not. And to do that, I have to teach someone because that's the fastest way. Because if I tell you all these things that I don't believe in, I know it and you probably can sense it. So this is why documenting in a form of teaching can be a very, very good tool for you to adopt. Yeah. This video is not super polished. I'm not even sure if I want to edit it. It's a bit long, it's 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes. But if you have listened till this point, I hope that it is something of use that I can hopefully urge you to do some of this introspection work, the strategizing part. And one day when you look back, you'll thank yourself for doing this work and staying through here. And if you like my content, just subscribe because I'll be posting more of these kind of like videos. Yeah, I will be posting these videos. So see you guys in the next video. I've said videos way too many times. Bye.